Hello, Pisces. Happy birthday on this beautiful March. And of course, the ones of you who had it in the late February, your birthday. Happy birthday. Solar return. May all that you need, desire, your path in front of you be cleared and filled with joy and expansion. So, all right. On this, my beautiful Pisces, we start the month because this month is a very busy month. You have, of course, your new moon. That's going to be around the 10th of March. A new moon is the time that we put our intention because she's going to grow until your full moon in 6 months. So we have that around the 10th, that very important intentional day. Then on we have, of course, the equinox, Ostara, where we will celebrate the beginning of the new year, the spring coming up, and new life and all of that. And at the same time that we're doing the equinox, a couple of days later we have the full moon in Libra, which will really talk about our relationships, balance, the justice in the world. So everything around equilibrium is going to be very important this month. And of course, for everybody. So anything that wasn't balanced, the emphasis is going to be on it. Because on top of it, the full moon in Libra is going to be an eclipse, the first eclipse. And so therefore eclipse is so that we can break a cycle, eclipse what was hidden that is not serving us, and so on and so on. So the month of March is a very busy month. So as you come into the month, my beautiful Pisces, you're coming in with the Ace of Wands in reverse. And that's when our new beginning, energy, passion, direction is suspended. We don't have access to it. So it's possible that as you come into the month, you're feeling maybe lower energetically. Where's that new beginning? Maybe I'm staggering. How come I'm not moving forward as I should be moving forward? Especially, with everything happening, we probably feel that lingering and that need to have that Ace of Wands. And you're going to see, of course, this month is actually going to be the opportunity to release what is preventing you to have that energy. So the second card that we have is the Two of Pentacles. There you are, juggling with the Chariot and the Nine of Swords. So the Chariot in reverse. Here's the non-moving forward. How come I'm not rolling here with, fire behind me, pushing me towards my aspiration? What is stopping this? And this is actually creating anxiety within me. Either this is creating anxiety or the anxiety is creating this. A bit like the egg and the chicken kind of thing. And that is making me juggle. So at the end of the month, there you are, releasing your 10 wands, finishing your cycle of wands. And in a way, we can understand that you cannot have an ace if you're carrying 10 more. So that will break the camel's back. So the fact that here, probably during the month, it will be obvious what you're keeping, you're holding on, that puts you into between two worlds where the inside and the outside do not fit. My inner world, my outer world does not fit. Above, below does not fit. I'm in between two different realities that I am juggling. They're not fusing one into the other in a balanced way. One is heavier than the other. So you're going to see how you're juggling. And you're juggling because you're holding on to some old fire, old wills and wants and, things we carry on our shoulders that didn't even allow you to see where you were heading with all of that. So by releasing this, that's what is going to liberate that ace, giving you energy again, because this is tiring. So the ones of you might be beautiful Pisces that are exhausted, this is for you. So under the Ace of Wands in reverse, we have the Sun and Judgment. So when you look at this, oh, why is my ace in reverse? The sun is going to shine the clarity totally on it. The sun is that fire within us. And it's worse when we have, see, kind of the solar plexus that wants to expand, that wants to create, and so on. And something is blocking it. So that conflict between the two is not very comfortable. And at the same time, we will have the trumpet of the angel. So that means very high frequency. That is kind of going to bring up to the surface, to the sun, to the consciousness, everything that was hidden in our moon, in our shadow. Probably the last Virgo moon brought up a lot of things for you, because here you're ready for the judgment. So the judgment is your judgment. How, and in order to make a judgment, make a decision, to clear, to heal, to rise above, I need to be conscious of it. And that's why it pulls up from the shadow. I'm going to hold the two of them a little bit. How are you going to hold them? Part of these characters, those old wounded parts of you, are going to come up as, I don't have faith. I cannot trust just following the sun. If you look at this, this is what is beside the sun that pushes you to expand with the trust and the joy of a naked kid on a white horse. Here in the Fool's card, the sun is behind the guy. Aligning his wand, aligning his will to his aspiration, to the sun, to the fire within him that wants to expand. But here it's in reverse. Why? So, because it doesn't have the faith to do it. Because it still uses his old tree swords to cut his own expansion, his own masculine. So that's when, and that's probably what creates the anxiety here. I can't because in the past, whatever, or a core belief that I have that came from an old pain of mine, from an old story, and I'm using this to shut down my own expansion. So I'm expanding, shutting myself down, expanding, shutting myself down. That is the juggling. Under that, I have the 9 of Pentacles. So there's a part of you that knows that you're enough, you have enough, you can create your empire, you're standing, you're connecting with the divine, all of this 9 of Pentacles. But there's something that is preventing your own success, movement forward, to be unhindered. And that is pulling out other things. So the sun in that case is shedding the light on what was hidden. A bit like what the moon would do. But it's putting a lot of emphasis on it. Under the 10, enough for you to decide to drop the 10 of Wands. And what the 10 of Wands was made of is 5 of Cups. Here is Pisces, water sign. It's kind of, you're going to be conscious of the deep sorrows, grievings, losses that were in your subconscious. That maybe you thought, oh, I'm over that. It's done. Doesn't mean it's going to come up so debilitating, but it is going to come up for you to see it, to address it. And if you understand it, because here this came on the side, if you understand it, you're going to be able to make a decision about it, to realign yourself. And probably that eclipse is going to allow you to, okay, I am going to eclipse that. What the moon is showing me on what maybe was unbalanced, unfair, what creates a disbalance within me, I am now going to release. So let's clarify this for you, my beautiful Pisces. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify this reading for Pisces for March 2024. Pisces, March 2024. And we are entering into Aries season at the end of the month. So all that fire here, the sun, the wands, anything that kind of doesn't resonate with all that fire is going to come up and it's going to disbalance you a bit. But it's for you to readjust it. All right, let's look at that Ace of Wands. Okay. We have the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So that is a good juggling, because the Knight of Wands will be like in the here and now, I'm taking that one, I'm going for it, kind of spontaneous. But if inside there's a part that doesn't think we have what it takes, that doesn't consider our worth and our value to what it should be, then we'll step back as fast as we went in. And maybe we'll be 1 foot in, 1 foot out, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If it's in love, if it's in career, if it's in for a project or just our personal growth, this is what is happening. Let's look at that sun. Let's look at the sun for Pisces here. Oh, that beautiful fire. Okay. Okay. So we have her that came like on the side. So let's say the sun and the Empress. Divine feminine. My creativity. I wouldn't be surprised, Pisces, if you have this beautiful insight, aspiration. We do have the Chariot. Of yes, this is what I want to create, this is what I want to bring forward. But my masculine, that should be the one doing it. Okay, a bit like when we see here, the feminine gets inspired by the angel, and then he looks at her because he's like, okay, how are we doing it? What are we doing it? He's gonna know the how, because he holds the knowledge and the capacity in this world. She gets the inspiration. That's like your left brain, right brain working together. Here, huge expansion all in your inner world. But your masculine is not doing anything. And why? Because there's maybe unconscious lack of worth and value. And that's why he's not serving you. So that's why the judgment's going to happen. Let's go see what's going on with my emperor. Okay, emperor. All right. So I'm going to bring up that masculine, that part of you that supports you, that honors your emotions, that is honest, and the integrity, holds the integrity, that has the courage to go for what you want, that invests in you because it can see your true worth and value. But if you've learned to treat yourself from maybe a reversed emperor, then maybe you do not see your value. Maybe you've learned not to invest in yourself, but to sacrifice that Five of Pentacles, sacrifice for others, or not to stand your boundaries and things like that. That going for something is more detrimental because you will not hold yourself all the way. Protect yourself and put boundaries and things like that. So that makes it difficult to put ourselves out there. Let's look at that juggling here. Two of Pentacles. Okay, we have the High Priestess. So this is really something that your soul understands. High Priestess being in the center like this. For the ones to whom that talk, you already know it within yourself. When she appears, we know it. Maybe we don't want to deal with it, but we know it. It's a soul's lesson. And here, the lesson, now, maybe in the middle of the month you still don't get it, but once you get it, it's a lesson about the Six of Pentacles. Balance in your worth, value of how much you give and receive, and so on. Let's look at that Five of Swords. So if it's on, okay, let's say I want to bring a project, but all the other projects I did, it wasn't received, or I was doing a lot more than what I received. Whether it is a project, a relationship, whatever, is that Ace of Wands, that aspiration that you're getting. Of course, I won't have faith in it, because the mirrors, how the mirrors were, the masculine part was showing me all my doubts and my beliefs in my worth and so on. So I'm using the old disappointments that it gave me, it kind of gave me beliefs, and I'm using these beliefs there to prevent me from actually embarking, committing and embarking and grounding that wand. Let's see, Five of Wands and the Fool in reverse. Leftover or unconscious sabotage. When it comes to grounding it, investing in it, planting it. So if we look like this, like, wow, super inspiration. When it comes to planting it, I feel disempowered in front of it. That's why I might sabotage it a bit, or use my inner talk to remove the faith I need to actually invest myself in it. And my High Priestess is probably telling me, yes, you have what it takes. Plant it, grow it. And you're like, yes, but, and there's this anxiety that keeps bugging you. Here, deep core belief, Sagittarius, temperance on your worth. This is what it's brewing. And so that this is what is going to be mirrored when you look at it. If you do not see your worth, even if you have 100 people giving you compliments. And yes, you can do it, Pisces, cheering you up. It will run on you like water on a duck. It will not fit if you have the opposite grasp within yourself, belief or conditioning or whatever you call it. That's why we need to release it. Let's look at that 10 of Wands in reverse. Let's release these wands. Or be conscious of the baggage we're carrying, the baggage that contradicts this movement forward. All right, we are releasing it. King of Pentacles, there we go. At the end of the month, you're grounding it. Pope. And here, just having High Priestess and Pope, I get it, I understand, I have the wisdom of the equilibrium. I am mastering the unconscious. You look at that, she's got a foot on the moon. So that means everything that is underwater, hidden in the, whether it is the bloodline karma of your, fourth house, your unconscious, your yesod. She has the foot over it. She masters the unconscious. Him, he knows exactly the wisdom she pulled from her experiences, okay, deep inner experiences. He understands the wisdom of it and he can transmit it. He has the sovereignty over it. He can apply it as above, so below, through the wisdom and the sovereignty of my spirituality. I can now invest in a solid manner that wand. Fire needs to be grounded. If not, it's just fire. And fireworks, it will sparkle beautiful, but die. It needs to be planted. That's why they drew a branch. We know a branch will last, will make leaves, but if you don't put it in water at least, or a ground, it's going to die. So here, that 5 of Cups. So those 2 5s, see the old sadnesses that fed the beliefs of the heartaches. Now they're going to be addressed. 5 of Cups. So that I can actually have faith. The King of Swords. If we do not know where the belief started, it's very hard to change it. If I believe that I'm not enough, whatever I'm going to bring forward will not be enough. And that's enough to prevent me to bring it forward. But where did I get that? I have to get it, not from, at one point a neighbor told me that I wasn't enough and that traumatized me. No, it needs to have an emotional backup that hurt and that imprinted that belief. Releasing the emotional backup allows the idea, the principle that came out of it, it has no more ground. It can evaporate. Then we can, I see where it comes from, therefore I can make the decision, lovers, to get rid of it. So that takes intention. Here is, I understand it, all right. And because I understand it, that's what will make my chariot move forward. All right. So this month, healing, bottom of the deck, healing the Magician in reverse. And the Magician in reverse, it's when we are the magician, but we do not believe we have the power to actually manifest our inspiration, as above, so below. So, probably because there's one of the elements here lacking on the table, or crooked. But that will make us wait or track back or sabotage or let things happen with a passiveness, but with that deep feeling that we do not have the power to make it. This month, yes, you will gain the power to accomplish your aspiration. So I'm going to call this gaining the power, because you will see in the hidden moon what really was the source preventing you to actually believe it and invest in you. So it's a beautiful birthday gift, my beautiful Pisces. And on this, of course, I'm going to wish you an amazing month of March, of spring, equinox, Ostara, the new moon, and the eclipse in Libra. So, yeah, bringing balance, and yes, you have the power, Pisces. Thank you for watching, sharing, commenting. Please subscribe to help grow the channel. If you want a private reading, the description is below. There's a website, you go on it. And on this, namaste, and I'll see you next month.